Hey, what's up, family? I know everybody could hear me now. We're going to give a quick little minute, just make sure everybody tunes in. We will start here in about 30 to 45 seconds. We will get this started. In the meantime, make sure you are sharing. Last time I did music, I did get almost the entire session got cut off. I wasn't able to upload the replay, so that's why there is no music. But we'll get here started soon to get this rocking and rolling, all right? Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started here. I'm gonna switch over. Boom, let this stream run. What is up, guys? Welcome. How's everybody doing? I see you, Lisa. How are you doing? Let me know in the chat, guys, if you were tuning live, if you were watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much for being here as well. For your commitment, even of watching the replay. I know not everybody could be here at every single time at the exact same time because there's very important things to do as well. I know a lot of you guys are working. There's a lot of things that have you away from the screen right now. But those that are here, again, thank you very much. I value a lot you guys being here. Make sure that you have your pen and paper ready to write a bunch of notes. Because yes, welcome back to Mindset Monday. I know you guys have wanted to hear that for a very long time now, but yes, welcome back to Mindset Monday. So first off, I'm really glad you're here. That's going to be the first thing I'm going to say, right? I'm really glad you're here. And it's not because of me. I'm not trying to say that in any egotistical way or anything like that, for views, for this, for that. No, I'm just really glad, very happy you are here, because if you're on this call, that tells me one thing. That tells me one thing. If you're on this call, you made the decision to invest in yourself before most people know even what investing is. Because that's the reality, guys. A lot of people don't even know what investing is, let alone that you could invest in yourself. So you've made a really big decision to be able to be here for yourself, to invest this time to yourself. The next 15, 20 minutes is all the time that I'm going to take away from you guys. But in reality, I do have to say it maybe in a little ego way, but it's the time that I'm actually giving you guys, which should mean a lot. Now, to me, that matters a lot. Therefore, it matters for you as well. Because this month is different, guys. This month is definitely a little bit different. I believe it's different. I don't know if you believe it's different. It feels a little bit different, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to what I'm saying. It feels a little bit different. And I know obviously it feels a little different because, right, it's not just any other month for me, but I think everybody kind of feels that way. 2026 has definitely been a very strange year for a lot of us. So I know being right in the middle definitely has a weird little feeling. But for me, it's the fact that August isn't just another month. It's road to 1 year. So those that are part of the Secret Society, you guys know that in September, Secret Society turns 1 year old. So with that, I started thinking of something, right? I really started thinking and saying, what's the one thing? What's that one thing that I could teach that would have the biggest impact over the next 30 days? Because the next 30 days matters a lot. What's going to happen next 30 days? So what's the one thing that I could do, right? I was thinking of that. I was like, another trading strategy, I've done that. I've been in the trading world now, for those that do not know me, Brent Padal over here. I've been in this trading world for 6 going on 7 years. I've built amazing strategies. I've had stories, amazing stories of people learning that, knowing nothing from trading, flipping it completely around and being full independent traders. So I was like, I don't want to do another strategy. Another indicator? I mean, I already have a really nice one. Obviously, fighting with TradingView to give it to you guys. I'm actually building another one. Side note to that. But another indicator, I was like, no, that's not really going to impact, truly make the biggest impact over the next 30 days. Another copy trader profile, well, we have already two. So I was like, adding another one, again, that just doesn't seem like it was it, right? And the reason why is because none of that matters if you don't have discipline at the end of the day, guys. I can give you a million strategies, indicators, copy trader profiles, you name it. None of that matters if you don't have discipline. So today's topic is simple, guys. Discipline compounds, motivation doesn't. And I know it's kind of weird, and you guys know how I like to throw little curveballs because we're here on a Mindset Monday, right? And I'm over here about to tell you that motivation really doesn't matter. It doesn't compound. Discipline actually compounds. That's my little part that I'm going to give to you guys, right? That I feel it's truly going to bring the biggest impact over the next 30 days is this following training that I'm giving you guys. So discipline compounds, motivation doesn't. Let me ask you one thing. Obviously, feel free to be interactive in the chat. I know there's a little 30-second delay on YouTube, so no worries. But let me ask you something, right? How many times have you been fired up on a Sunday? Last night, Sunday night, you were pumped, you were fired. How many of you guys said, I'm going to the gym Monday, I'm ready, I'm pumped, I'm going to save some money. I'm not going to buy that extra coffee. I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to go extra large on my number two. I'm going to keep it at the normal. How many said you were saving money? How many of you guys said you were stop revenge trading, but you did? How many of you said last night, I'm going to study every day, and still haven't studied yet and have no time at all in your calendar set that you were still going to study today? How many of you guys said, I'm going to build that business? How many said that last night? And then Monday comes, here we are. You're back to doing the same shit you've been doing for the last 6 months. And you guys know how I am. I'm going to say it as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. And that's why when I put, before I go live, I have to put that this is not for kids, because I'm going to swear. Right? How many of you back on the same shit? And it's worst case, it's not the same shit of last week or 2 days. This is not shit that you've done in the last 6 months. Does that sound familiar? If it does, drop me a 1 in the chat if that sounds familiar. That's the first thing, guys, that you have to do. If you want to move forward, if you want to continue to hit those goals that you truly want to hit, if you really want that impact to change the next 30 days, the first thing you have to do is accept. It has to be acceptance, guys. If not, you're not going to do it. So if this sounds, if it's hitting you to you're like, damn, I did say this yesterday, and here I am, then drop a 1. And if I don't see no ones, I know y'all are lying. So and this is why, guys. So it's not that something's wrong with you or anything like that. Yes, you guys have to take obviously acceptance of it, but it's not that you have a problem or anything's wrong or you're never going to make it, guys. It's the fact that motivation is a liar. You guys were motivated last night to do things today, but you went to sleep and motivation went to sleep as well. And you woke up, motivation is still in the covers. Motivation is still chilling in the covers. Motivation will hibernate. Motivation will wake up. Guess when is motivation going to wake up, guys? What do you guys think? Next Sunday night, motivation wakes up again, just for a little bit of time, and then it goes back to sleep for the entire week. Monday comes, today comes, and you're back to doing the exact same shit. Again, motivation is a liar. Motivation gets all the credit, guys, and this is the worst part. Motivation gets all the credit. Discipline does all the work. I'm going to say that again louder for the ones in the back, those note takers. Motivation gets all the credit. Discipline does all the work. Everybody loves to watch motivational videos. Loves to watch motivational videos. Nobody loves waking up early when they're tired. Everybody loves talking about success stories. Nobody loves doing the boring stuff every day. Everybody wants a funded account, right? Nobody wants to respect that stop loss. Everybody wants to be no stop loss gang. Everybody wants to withdraw. Nobody wants to follow the process. You guys see the pattern? And I could go on a million examples. But you guys see the pattern? People are addicted to the outcome. They're addicted to the outcome, but they're allergic to the process. You can write that down. You can write that one down too. People are addicted to the outcome, but they're allergic to the process. That's why most people stay exactly where they are. That's why you got to admit it here. That's why probably where you are still where you started in January to today. It's the truth. It's the truth. Because here's something I learned a long time ago, guys. Success isn't built in the moments everybody sees. It's built in the moments that nobody sees. Nobody sees you studying. Nobody sees you reviewing your journals. Nobody sees you saying, no, that's not my setup. That's the hard part, right? Especially those that are traders with me. That's the hard part, right? Saying, no, no, that's not my setup. Nobody sees you doing that. Nobody sees you closing the charts because you already hit your goal. Nobody sees that. Nobody claps for discipline. You know when they clap? When the results show up. That's when everybody claps. That's when everybody suddenly wants to know your secret. That's when you start getting those DMs of, oh, you're still doing that thing? I didn't know you were still doing that thing. No, you knew. You knew. You just didn't say nothing until I posted the results. That's when you were interested, right? How many have had that process? If you're here in any sort of network marketing, sales, services, if that's happened to you, drop me a two in the chat. It doesn't have to be just in trading. Any journeys that you're going through, right? Nobody says nothing when you're putting the post, when you're putting the actual content out there. Nobody says nothing. You get no likes. You're posting this and that. Nobody says nothing until you post the actual result. And then that post gets all the likes, all the comments, and the comments are all going to be, how did you do it? Give me more info. No, you knew. You just didn't want to accept it, right? Again, that subconscious was getting you. So here's your secret, guys. You guys ready for the secret? I'm going to give you guys a secret, guys. Here's the secret. There isn't one. There isn't a secret. That's the thing. There isn't a secret, guys. You just have to keep showing up day after day, day after day, week after week, month after month. That's it, guys. Because again, people always ask me this question. And I'm sure you might have asked me this question here in this chat if you're looking, or if you're here right now. You probably already asked this and I already gave you the answer, right? People always ask me, Brent, what's the difference between people that make it and people that don't? Like, I see so many people that do make it in network marketing, they do make it in trading, they do make it in all the services that we offer, whatever services that you guys are in. Like, what's the difference? Right? Because I've been in this industry now for years and I've seen thousands of people come and go. And I get asked that question all the time. And it's actually really simple. The people that make it keep on showing up after they stop being excited. That's it. That's it. And it's everything. It's in everything in life, guys. Because what happens if you just started a new job, you started a new project, new opportunity, whatever it may be, right? What happens? You just started going to the gym, diet, whatever, right? First week, everyone's motivated. Motivation at the peak. You're excited because you're starting to do something to have a result you're excited for. So it's there, it's warm, it's hot. You're excited for the whole week. You're motivated. Second week, half of the people disappear. Half of the people quit. Microwave mentality. They're not seeing the results that's going to take them a year to get, maybe in week 2, so they disappear. And here's where it starts getting really rough, and here's where I personally get pissed off, because it's like, if only you could see what I could see in you. If only you could see and know how close you are to what you want. Because third week, what happens? Excuses start showing up. You were super motivated week 1. Week 2, half of them dropped, half are still here. And that half now start making excuses. Hey, why haven't you been doing your charting? Why haven't you been doing your prospecting? Why haven't you been doing your studying? Why haven't you been doing the gym? Why haven't you been doing your diet? Whatever may be in life, right? And then start the excuses. I've been busy. I've had a rough week. I'll catch up Monday, right? You won't. You guys know why? That catch up Monday, that I'll do it tomorrow, it won't, guys. Those that are in sales, you guys know the be back bus. That be back bus only goes one way, right? Tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next month. Next month turns into another year. And then people wonder why nothing has changed. Man, I've been in this business now for a year and I'm not seeing the results. No, hold up. Let's pull the receipts out. Let's pull the logs out. How many weeks were you actually there? Oh, week 3 you started with the excuses. And then obviously week 4 turns into again next week, next month, blah 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 blah. You don't need another year, guys. You just need one disciplined decision. That's it. One disciplined decision turns into another disciplined decisions, and then another, and then another, and then another. Because success is never one giant decision. What success is thousands of tiny ones. Do you guys want to know what the fastest way to read a book is? It's really simple. You just read one more page. That's it. You guys want to read a book? Read one more page. If you look at it, guys, you have to really break things down like in real life like that. If I tell you, hey, you're gonna read this book here and it has 372 pages, you're gonna be like, how many pages? It's gonna take me so long. When am I gonna be done? I got things to do. Hey, read this book. How many pages you have to read? Just one more page. I can do that. And when you're done with that page, then what else you do? Just do another one. I'm gonna read one more page. One more page. And next thing you know, you're an hour into it, reading one more page. Versus me telling you, hey, you're gonna have to read this whole entire book, read it for an hour. One more workout. One more journal entry. One more live session. One more day of following your plans. People underestimate small wins because they don't feel excited. That's all it is. But this is exactly how compound interest works. Nobody gets rich overnight. Nobody gets disciplined overnight. Nobody becomes successful overnight. It all compounds. Compounds. But you know what else compounds as well? A bad habit. Think about that. Nobody wakes up one day completely out of shape. And I'll be real here. I'll put a little pause here and I'll be real. I'm transparent, guys. At one point, I dedicated myself. I was taking what I needed to take. I was eating what I was needing to eat. I wasn't doing the full exercise because I've never really liked gym, but I was actually moving around, trying to get up, trying to like, when I'm going to the store, at least let me park in the back. Like, let me try to do little things like that to be able to do at least a little bit and get a little bit of shape, guys. I was at my peak. I was 265 pounds and I dropped all the way to 245, 240, 245. I was dedicated. I was doing all these little things, right? But then what happened? I started slipping a little bit. I was like, man, I feel good now. I'm going to go ahead and just, today I'm not going to walk around. Today I'm not going to do this. Today I'm going to eat like this, right? And small habits. Guess what happened, guys? I didn't wake up at 260 again, one day to another. I was at 240, 245. I did not wake from one day to another back at 260, 265. It was small bad habits that compounded me to where I realized, and I looked at the scale and I was like, damn, I'm back here again. Nobody woke up broke overnight. I don't know anybody that woke up broke overnight. And I know a lot of people, including myself, that have lost it all. I did not lose it overnight. Nobody wakes up with a failed business overnight. I've seen people fail businesses, and it's not overnight. It happened one excuse at a time. Because you know what really compounds? Comfort. Comfort compounds. That's the scary part right there. Comfort is expensive. But the bills don't come today. The bills don't come in 6 months from now, in a year from now, 5 years from now. You pay later. Every time you choose comfort, you're borrowing against your future. Let that sink in, guys. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are borrowing against your future. So let that sink in. Let it really, really cook in there. Let it cook there. So now let's talk about this challenge that I got going on, right? Honestly, I don't care who's the smartest person in the community. I don't care who has the fanciest setup. I don't care how long you've been trading. I don't care who's still here 30 days from now, and I say that in the most respectful way. To me, it's really who's showing up. Who's still showing up? Who's still active? Who's still learning? Who's still executing? Who's still hungry? Those people now, those people win. And I am blessed, extremely, extremely blessed and grateful that I know based off my actions, I've provided enough value to where I can have a handful list of people that are in the community right now that I can say, hey, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, they're still active. They're still showing up. They're still executing. They're still hungry. Those people, because of those people, we win every single time. Situation that may not today, may not tomorrow, but eventually those people win. Discipline, guys. Discipline never loses over time, guys. Remember that. Discipline never loses over time. So here's what I want from every single one of you to do for the next 30 days. Stop asking yourself, how do I feel like today? Because here's the thing, guys. Nobody cares. I don't care. Nobody cares. The bills don't care. Your future doesn't care. Your health doesn't care. How you feel today? Nobody cares. And it's all in the words, guys. We've had, if you go back to other calls that I have recorded on Mindset Mondays, I've spoken about the power of words. If you ask yourself, how do I feel like today? Believe me, nobody cares. Your subconscious doesn't care either. Switch those words. Ask yourself instead, what would the disciplined version of me do right now? And then guess what? Silence. Don't say a word. The me right now, what do I feel like today? Today, I feel like double double. I feel like a double double. I feel like monster fries. I feel like some beers. I feel like staying up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. Should I do that? Or should I ask myself, what's the disciplined version of me that's doing right now? Okay, the disciplined version of me is going to eat healthy. It's going to sleep good. It's going to do what they need to do. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Stop negotiating with yourself, guys. That's, I think, the biggest thing. Like, you have to keep in mind, guys, like, think about it. If you've been here for a while, you know what I say, how you're supposed to speak about yourself, right? You guys know that I always say that I'm the best that there is. And I don't say it with intentions to fight with nobody or egos or whatever. And I tell you guys, you have to do this exact same thing. This is that exact same thing. Megan, Lisa, Monica, everybody, like, you have to say, I'm the best. You have to say that, right? So if you are already trained to tell yourself you are the best and nobody's better than you, why are you negotiating with yourself? If you negotiate with yourself to try to convince yourself to not do the disciplined thing, what do you think is going to happen? You're not going to do the disciplined thing. So stop negotiating with yourself. Just go and do it. Get up and do it. Just go. Because the life you want, the funded account that you want, the business that you want, the marriage that you want, the body that you want, the bank account that you want, it's all hiding behind the things you don't feel like doing, guys. That's it. That's all that it is, guys. Everything that you want, everything is hiding behind the things you don't feel like doing. And that makes sense. Common sense isn't common, but logic is, guys. Logically, if you thought that in reality, everybody that just did what they felt like doing, everybody would have everything, why do we see so much poverty around the world? Aside from the conspiracy theories, right? And let's not even go that far. If everybody grabs a mirror and looks in the mirror, how many of you guys don't have what you want? How many of you guys have been doing what you only want to do? You haven't been doing what you don't feel like to do. Yeah, 1 + 1 is 2, guys. Like, obviously, it makes sense, right? It's logical. It's logic. Like, damn, I've been doing everything that I don't feel like doing. I haven't been doing that. I've been just doing what I feel like I've been doing, and I don't have the results that I have. What if I just flip it around? What if I do everything that I don't feel like doing instead? Everything you say you want is hiding behind the work you've been avoiding. It's that simple, guys. It's hiding behind the work that you've been avoiding. It's been hiding behind the things you don't feel like doing. That's why they say discipline is freedom. You haven't heard that discipline isn't motivation. Discipline is freedom, not motivation, discipline. So let's make August different. Not because we talked about it, because we executed. Let's make September something to actually celebrate about, guys. Let's make September a celebration, a full month of celebration. Obviously, I want a full celebration because it's the first year, it's an anniversary of the Secret Society. But in reality, those that aren't part of the Secret Society and not joining, you're here, somebody invited you, you're here because you're in a different career, you're in a different path. That's fine. I still want you guys to celebrate. And I want September to be something worth of celebrating. So let's make August different, guys. Right? Let's execute. Talking is going to do nothing. We have to execute. I genuinely want every single person, every one of us here, to become someone better than who we are as of today, being the 3rd. Everybody here in this call, everybody that's watching this replay, everybody that gets this replay shared by somebody here, all of you guys, genuinely, I don't even know you. It's the first time seeing me. I still want you to become someone better. I want you to be one step closer to the person that you are meant to be, but especially I want you to be someone better than who you are today, August 3rd, by September 1st. For that, remember, nobody's coming to save you. Build discipline now, so one day later, your results introduce you before you have ever even opened your mouth. That is something that I've always said, guys. I work for my last, not my first. I work for my last name, not my first. My son and my wife carry my last name. That's who I do for, right? And I literally want, when somebody says, "Oh, do you know Brent?" Boom, I walk in the room and somebody says, "Oh yeah, that's Brent Padal." And it's not based off any sort of fame or anything like that. It's literally based off the discipline, to where literally my discipline now, what I do now, one day my results are introducing me before I even open my mouth. And you guys have to look at it the exact same way. That's power right there. That is true power right there. That's bragging rights right there. The watches, the yachts, the cars, all that's BS. It comes and goes, guys. But that part, when you could actually walk into a room and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's Lissa, that's Albert, that's Monica, that's Cam, like that's Abby." Like, okay, damn, like, and this is what they've done based off these are their results based off their discipline. That's what it's about. So, till then, guys, we're back. Mindset Monday is back. I'll see you guys next Monday. As always, it's not about getting to the top, but it's about how many people you could bring with. So, catch you guys at the top. Peace.